Today's the 25th of August, it's 2025, and we're on our little day trip to Weston-super-Mare here in North Somerset, just outside the station, but we didn't come on a train. Here we are in Weymouth. We just parked the car near to the railway station and making our way down to the beach. But there's the town hall, lovely building. Which I imagine is just down there. Just seen a church which is to let, quite a big church as well. If you look at the top part of these buildings, they're really quite nice. I'm not sure what they've done with the bottom. Looks as good though. But the top is definitely looking pretty good. Travelling in the town. Some of the shops here. There's New Look, McDonald's. Just curious about this spire. We're in Brunel country, and I've just seen a little miniature locomotive there. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. There's peacocks here as well. Not sure what that is, but it looks as though it's got lots of lights on it, so I'm guessing it looks really quite impressive. It's dark, certainly tall. So welcome to Weston-super-Mare, which seems to have a lot of architecture which seems to come straight from the 1950s. It's getting a bit windy. I'm just going to change microphones. I've swapped over the microphone now. I hope that's a bit better. Just looking at the Costa building over there. I'm not sure what it was, but the top half definitely looks like something out of the 1950s. Got what looks like a main shopping street down there, lots of people down there. And there is a shop that says W.H. Smith's. I wonder if that's one that hasn't changed its name. And I've noticed a couple of other places where W.H. Smith is now no longer W.H. Smith. As we start to get to the seafront, it starts to get a little bit louder and a bit noisier. Lots of amusement arcades, which are very typical of seaside resorts like this when I was a child. Big screen TVs were not, but they've all got them now. And then right up there we've got the Grand Pier. Another thing that was typical of many holiday resorts in England. And certainly when we went down to Bournemouth, they got a lovely pier there. But I think a bit like Bournemouth, I think Weston-super-Mare's needs a bit of a facelift. Quite a big wheel down there. Getting close to the beach now. Got to cross over here. And there's the Grand Pier. Deck chairs, £4 plus a £1 deposit. Sunbeds, they're a little bit more expensive. Sunbeds are £6 plus a £2 deposit. A bit different from Mallorca, I think. And there's the sandy beach. Well, lots and lots of people now headed down to the beach, and of course the tide's out, so there's no sea here for 100 metres, 200 metres at least. And when you get out there, it actually gets quite dangerous because it's quite flat, and when the tide comes in, it can come in really quickly.
When we get home to see it.
Just going for a little walk along the promenade. Got the obligatory fish and chips. No benches, no seating along the promenade, which I suppose you can sit on the wall, but that one's a bit high. Even this one on this side's a little bit high. And lots of places to get an ice cream, of course. The donuts. So big gate here, and that's obviously part of the sea defences, which this whole promenade is. So they're protecting against storms when the sea comes all the way up to this sea wall, and with a storm surge can come over the wall, and rather than making its way across the road to the houses, this is actually part of the sea defences. So they close the gate and hope it doesn't breach. Got some vehicles actually parked on the beach, and further down, one of the first car parks we went to, there were cars parked on the beach, and you may have seen in the news historically cars parked on the beach, and the owners going away having some lunch and coming back some hours later only to find that their car was then submerged or about to be submerged, and they couldn't get it off the beach. Well, this is one of the places where that can happen very quickly when the tide comes in. Well, they're going to go down and find a shady spot under the pier, and that'll give me a little bit of an opportunity to go and have a little bit of a walk down here. More traditional fish and chips on that side. The thing that's caught my eye though, it's a little bit further down here, you've got the pavilion. And that looks a rather grand building. It may have got some TLC over the years, we'll see. We've got the donkey rides on the beach. can see that the sand really right up very close to the wall. In fact, right up to the wall in the distance there is wet sand, so that's where the tide comes up. Still got a long way to come in. I'm not sure what time high tide is. The old-fashioned hotels, the Sandringham Hotel.
That ain't our fault, so you got to throw it out.
Like a stainless steel barricade along here. I'm not sure why that is.
No, do what Mummy says. Listen, Mummy's told you.
Very impressive building, this garden pavilion.
You can understand it.
I'll see the full name when I get a bit further round.
Go back that way.
Winter Gardens Pavilion. An amazing place. This sort of thing in the 50s and 60s would have had great shows on. Not sure how it's used now.
Donkeys.
Temperature's really quite warm today. It was predicted to get up to about 28 degrees, maybe even higher, which is warm for England at this time. I think that says Royal Grosvenor Hotel. I can't actually see the name very well in the middle. At the back we've got the Royal Hotel, and at the front the Cabot Court Hotel, which is a Wetherspoon. Perfect kite flying weather. It's very windy.
Have you seen the way Dan is walking? No, look at his arms.
Well, I now have a map of Weston-super-Mare. I just bumped into Phoebe, who's got a YouTube channel, she's telling me, but she's working for the Tourist Information Office, and she was telling me where everything is to go and have a look at. And earlier on in the video we saw a thing that was a very pointy thing, which used to be referred to as the carrot. Well, now it's called silica. So it's got a new name, and it's a point of interest for tourists. So it's got a tourist information press screen thing there, so that's all good. And I'm coming to a square where there's watery things for the children to play on. This is the main shopping street. Phoebe was telling me about just walk along here, she said, and I'll come back to that pointy thing. Usual charity shops along here as well. That one just says charity store, it doesn't actually say who the charity's for. And just on the right here we've got a thing called Sovereign, which is like a shopping centre. I did just walk through there, a few more shops in there. Boots. Coffee shops. Mountain warehouse. And here's that W.H. Smith I mentioned earlier on. Elsewhere, when we were in Dorchester, we noticed that the sign W.H. Smith has gone and it's now no longer W.H. Smith. T.G. Jones. And here they say clearance Lego. Oh, and there is a sign in the window, it says thank you for shopping at T.G. Jones. It just means they've not quite got round to changing the sign yet. Going to be quite a change for the high streets across the UK, and I'm really interested to see what happens when we get back to Mallorca, because there's lots of W.H. Smiths there in the airport and other airports in Spain. We've got the Peruvian whistlers. Found a CX. So this is the silica. Not sure how they've got that name. Silica, sand, glass, pointy thing. Somewhere to have your lunch. So we do have a touch screen here, and we get the map. That's the map that Phoebe gave to me. Shows where I am, and this is where the family are. So I think I better go and find the moves. Oh. It's really hot as well because it's directly in the sun. Well, there's a museum. This is the old town quarter. Yeah. I do like these sorts of things. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to go off and find the family, see where they are. Well, we've had a fun day at the beach and around the town, and certainly splashing in the water, weren't we?
Yeah.
We have lots of fun.
Savannah was, weren't you, and Luna?
All right, thanks very much for watching, everybody, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Upon a summer morning fair, two sisters laughed with song. Luna bright and Savannah sweet, the journey was not long. Their mommy Serena held their hands, while Nonna smiled with glee, and Grandad Steve with kindly heart said, "Come and play with me." The train rolled down the Somerset line, where seagulls fill the air, to western sands so wide and grand, a town beyond compare. Long years ago, in ages past, this town was small and still, till seaside folk from far and near came strolling o'er the hill. Its pier stood proud against the tide, the Grand Pier shining bright, where once saw steamers docked with grace, and lanterns lit the night. But Luna cared for castles tall, of sand, shells and stone, while Savannah with her skipping feet made fountains spray and moan. They splashed beneath the silver jets, their laughter filled the sky, as Nana's gentle voice called out, "Don't let your dresses dry." Grandad Steve dug trenches deep, a fortress by the sea, while Serena watched with joy and love her girls so wild and free. The tide crept in, the daylight ray, the donkeys trod the shore, but still the family held their hands and wished for nothing more. So sing, dear hearts, of Weston's charm, where sea and sky unite, for Luna and Savannah's day shall ever bring delight. Upon a summer morning fair, two sisters laughed with song. Luna bright and Savannah sweet, the journey was not long. Their mommy Serena held their hands, while Nonna smiled with glee, and Grandad Steve with kindly heart said, "Come and play with me." The train rolled down the Somerset line, where seagulls fill the air, to western sands so wide and grand, a town beyond compare. Long years ago, in ages past, this town was small and still, till seaside folk from far and near came strolling o'er the hill. Its pier stood proud against the tide, the Grand Pier shining bright, where once old steamers docked with grace and lanterns lit the night. But Luna cared for castles tall of sand and shells and stone, while Savannah with her skipping feet made fountains spray and moan. They splashed beneath the silver jets, their laughter filled the sky, as Nana's gentle voice called out, "Don't let your dresses dry." Grandad Steve dug trenches deep, a fortress by the sea, while Serena watched with joy and love her girls so wild and free. The tide crept in, the daylight waned, the donkeys trod the shore, but still the family held their hands and wished for nothing more. So sing, dear hearts, of Weston's charm, where sea and sky unite, for Luna and Savannah's day shall ever bring